I'm channeling a message right now about someone who is really going through it, especially around this weekend, no matter when you come across this video. For context, I'm recording this on October 4th, and as I'm tuning in, I can feel that someone is suffering deeply from the consequences of their past actions. There's this heaviness in their heart, a weight that they can't seem to shake, and as I'm speaking, I can even hear sirens in the background. It feels symbolic, like their inner world is in chaos. Now, as I ask Spirit to show me more about this situation, the Five of Pentacles comes through, and it's clear that this person is struggling. This is someone who walked away from you, who abandoned you in the past, and now they're sitting with the emptiness that came from neglecting you and neglecting the connection you shared. What I'm hearing is that, at the time, this person almost expected you to go above and beyond for them, to prove yourself, because deep down they couldn't believe that someone like you would actually want them. It's like they wanted you to jump through hoops to prove your love or your interest, maybe because they didn't feel worthy of it themselves. And at the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune shows up, bringing in fixed sign energy, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, as well as a sense of karma circling back around. It feels like this person chose the path that seemed easier in the moment, but that choice has come back to bite them. What looked easy wasn't really easy at all, and now they're realizing that. Easy to get doesn't mean easy to live with. If they could step into a time machine and go back, they would do so in a heartbeat. They'd make different choices, because now they see the cost of the path they took. They wanted someone to chase them, and there was another person at the time who was operating from abandonment wounds, someone who was willing to do all that chasing. That made things easier for your person. So they went with that. Meanwhile, you weren't chasing, or at some point you stopped, and that contrast made the other option more appealing to them at the time. But now they're finding out the hard way that easy to get doesn't equal happiness or fulfillment. I can see financial struggles weighing on this person, too. The Magician, Four of Wands, and Four of Swords come through, showing me that they're sitting in reflection, realizing how different life would be now if they had just tried a little harder with you. They didn't want to give you any kind of power over them, or even let you think you had that, so they acted from ego and pride, and that decision cost them dearly. The Seven of Swords and Ten of Pentacles reveal that, in truth, they robbed themselves of the chance at a good and stable life. They see it now, life with you would have been golden, but where they are today is dark, cold, and heavy. The Lover shows up, with Gemini energy, and I can feel that they are still deeply connected to you on a soul level. No matter what choices they've made, they feel drawn back to you because the bond they shared with you can't be matched. Compared to the person they chose, you stand out in every way. And now, with the Queen of Swords and Ace of Pentacles, I see that they're wanting to approach you, to offer a fresh start, though they're caught in an inner battle. Their heart pulls them toward you, but their mind tells them to hold back. They're at war with themselves, fighting the urge to reach out, and yet the pull of the Lover's card shows that the universe keeps nudging them in your direction. This person feels like they've learned a painful lesson, that what's easy to get isn't always easy to live with, and that what they had with you was rare and valuable. They're looking at you now as the Queen of Swords, someone strong, discerning, and no longer willing to accept less than you deserve. You might be a Libra, they might be a Gemini. Or there could be these energies present in your charts, but ultimately the energy speaks to clarity, truth, and boundaries. The uncertainty for them lies in this question: they don't know if you even care anymore, or if you'd be willing to give them the time of day. So, something wild just happened while I was recording this. A spider suddenly dropped down from the ceiling right in front of my face. You can't see it on camera, but I was literally holding onto its web for a moment. Then it disappeared, and now I don't know where it went. It was small and brown, nothing too scary, but for a second I thought it landed on my head. I'm telling myself it's fine, so we're just going to move on. But spiders feel like they might be symbolic here, and with Halloween coming up, that symbolism feels even stronger. Something about Halloween, especially late October, feels very significant right now. I'm picking up on a shift, like an energy change or something major unfolding around that time. It also feels like there's some kind of conflict happening around you. People are talking about you, your name is coming up, and I'm seeing tension, arguments, maybe even competition. They're seeing you as the Queen of Swords energy right now, and with that alongside the Five of Wands, it's like you're being viewed as a major factor in why a third-party situation has started to unravel. The people involved know who you are, they're aware of you, and they seem to see you as a reason someone in that situation is turning colder toward them. To put it bluntly, this person isn't getting what they used to from that connection anymore, and there's been a lot of arguing. If you've stepped away from all of this, it makes sense. Many of you were feeling neglected or abandoned by this person in the past, and at some point, you decided to walk away and pour all of that energy back into yourself. You've been working on your own healing, focusing on your goals, and releasing old patterns of codependency or attachment. You're stepping into a stronger version of yourself, and by the end of October, there's a glow-up coming through, not just on the surface, but in your energy, your mindset, and your presence. People will be able to feel the difference in you because you're becoming the healthiest, most grounded, most authentic version of yourself. Meanwhile, this person you're connected to is realizing just how much they messed up. They can't stop thinking about you. That magnetic pull toward you hasn't gone away, in fact, it's stronger than ever. It feels like someone around them keeps bringing your name up, too. For some of you, this third-party person may have even caught them looking at your social media or searching things online about soul connections or intense bonds. This might have led to a huge fight, because this third-party energy already sensed something shifting and was almost looking for a reason to start drama. And honestly, this third-party person seems to thrive on guilt-tripping and controlling your person of interest. They like having that power and making them feel bad, because it keeps them compliant and easier to manipulate. But right now, your person of interest is struggling badly, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. It's like everything is hitting them at once, and they're finding it hard to keep themselves together. Despite all of that, their feelings for you are still intense. With the lovers showing up in their energy, it's clear they're tempted to come toward you. They feel drawn to you in a way that defies logic. They're asking themselves, why can't I let go? Why am I still thinking about this person? Why can't I move on and be happy with someone else? No matter how much time passes, their mind keeps circling back to you. And when they think of you, they see you as the Queen of Swords, strong, independent, self-assured, and not willing to tolerate any nonsense. That energy you're in right now is both intimidating and magnetic to them. It's like you've set a standard they can't ignore, and it's making them realize how much they've lost by not showing up for you the way they should have. They see you as someone with a strong mind and a steady presence, someone who carries yourself with clarity and self-respect. At the same time, they sense that you might feel bitter toward them right now, especially since what they really want is a new beginning with you. That desire for a fresh start is there, but the hesitation lies in their uncertainty. They don't know exactly what they'd be walking into if they approached you, and part of that hesitation comes from imagining how they would react if the roles were reversed. They understand that if they were in your position, they might not be so forgiving either. To them, you've become a spark that ignites arguments in their current situation. It feels like any time the person they're with has a chance to bring you up, they do, and it often leads to conflict. The Justice card comes through strongly here, carrying Libra energy, which ties into themes of divorce, separation, and the natural balance of cause and effect. The Queen of Swords also shows up, and she often represents the energy of divorce or breakup in tarot. Even if this doesn't literally mean a legal divorce, it points toward endings and separations. I feel that this person and the one they're currently with have already gone through cycles of breaking up and reconciling, almost like a never-ending loop of I'm done, it's over followed by another round of coming back together. Right now, they're paying the price for their choices. Justice is showing them the results of the paths they've taken. They can't stop thinking about how much easier things might have been if they had chosen to invest more deeply in you instead of chasing what seemed like the easier option. They saw you as the Queen of Swords. And that image carries a lot of weight. To them, you weren't someone who could be won over without effort. You were a challenge, someone who demanded respect, someone who wouldn't just bend to whatever they wanted. That intimidated them more than they ever let on. Many of you may not even believe how much they were intimidated by your strength and your standards, but it's true. They often felt like you put them on the spot without even meaning to. Simply by being yourself, clear about what you want, unwilling to settle, you made them face the fact that they weren't ready to rise to the level you deserved. You've always given off the energy of someone who wants a partner who will truly fight for you, someone willing to put it all on the line. They knew that, they felt that, and at the time, they weren't prepared to step up. Instead, they chose someone who felt easier, someone who seemed less demanding, someone who didn't require them to constantly grow. But what they didn't realize was that choosing easy would come back around in ways they never expected. The person they're with now doesn't even play the role they initially thought they would. Instead of being the one who caters to them, this person has completely flipped. They gaslight them, argue with them, and call them out, sometimes with good reason. There's a strong sense that this person has caught them snooping or searching for information about you. That spotlight is still very much on you, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. The Sun card shows up, bringing Leo energy, which could mean either you or someone involved carries that sign, but it also represents clarity and visibility. You're in the spotlight in more ways than one. People are watching you, not just in their relationship but beyond it. You have other admirers, people drawn to your energy, people who are genuinely interested in you. Deep down, I think you know this, but your focus right now seems to be on your own growth. You're pouring energy into yourself, and that's creating a powerful glow up. The Eight of Pentacles reflects the steady effort you're putting into your goals, your healing, and your personal evolution. What you're working on is going to bring a huge shift, something that not only changes how you feel about yourself but also how the world perceives you. You're stepping into a version of yourself that feels stronger, brighter, and more magnetic than ever before. The Knight of Wands and the Hanged One highlight this forward momentum paired with moments of reflection. It's about steady progress, bursts of inspired action, and an ongoing transformation that's unfolding right in front of you. Everything about this energy suggests that while they're tangled in the consequences of their past choices, you're aligning with something far greater. They're realizing what they lost, while you're stepping into a reality where you're about to surprise even yourself with how much you've grown and how much you're about to attract. This feels like such a strong Pisces energy coming through. It's as if I'm speaking to someone who has been doing a lot of internal work, someone who's reached a point where they're no longer willing to sacrifice themselves the way they once did. You're not the sacrificial lamb anymore. You're not giving up your peace, your happiness, or your sense of self just to take the short end of the stick. Instead, you're prioritizing yourself now, your wants, your needs, your expectations. And the more you pour love into yourself, the more you begin to see your worth. Your standards rise, your expectations become clearer, and you're beginning to recognize that when you truly love yourself, you naturally attract people who mirror and reinforce that love back to you. When we're operating from a place of insecurity, it's easy to be drawn towards situations or people who feed those insecurities. But when you're grounded in self-love, you gravitate toward relationships that feel safe, affirming, and aligned. That's exactly what's happening for you now. You're learning to embrace every inch of who you are, becoming more enlightened with each passing day, and waking up to a higher purpose and a higher version of yourself. Even if you feel like you're only taking small steps right now, your perspective on life, on yourself, and on what you deserve has shifted completely. You're clearer than ever about what's worth your time and what's not, and that clarity is shaping the kind of energy you allow into your life. As for the person you're here about, it does feel like they neglected you in some way, and now they're paying the price for it. The cards reflect this too: the World, the Moon, the Emperor. They're stubbornly hiding from the things they know they need to do. It's like they're trapped in a never-ending story, a repeating cycle that keeps them stuck. There's so much fear wrapped up in changing their reality, so much hesitation in closing out an old chapter, even though deep down they're desperate for a new one. This is someone who clings tightly to situations, even when those situations no longer serve them, because they don't like appearing unstable or indecisive to others. It's like they're howling at the moon, yearning to break free but too afraid to actually make the leap. They're longing for a new chapter in their life, and at the same time, their feelings for you run deep. There's the energy of the Lovers here. When I ask Spirit for more clarity, the King of Pentacles appears, showing that they feel a sense of loyalty toward you. For some of you, this person even feels as if they owe you, maybe your respect, your time, or simply the way you opened their eyes to something within themselves. But the moon reminds us of subconscious fears and illusions, and right now, that's where they're stuck. It's like they're standing on the outside looking in, staring at this beautiful painting of what life with you could be, but unable to step into it. Their next actions are clouded by fear and ego. They're holding on to a chapter they don't even want to be in anymore, but they're too scared to release it. And yet, with the King of Pentacles energy, they feel protective of you, like on some level you belong to them or that the universe owes them this connection. They're sitting there telling themselves, if it's meant to be, it will be. In time, it'll happen. But they're not actively taking action. They're in this passive space of waiting, hoping, but not moving. Meanwhile, the Page of Wands shows that good news is on its way to you. There's something positive coming into your life, maybe a new opportunity, a breakthrough, even something as specific as an approval for a home loan or a new place to live. Recognition and new energy are flowing toward you, and Spirit is confirming that. This person, though, is deeply conflicted. Their message is, I ran because I wasn't ready for you. They're captivated by you and everything you do, but they're also scared of this connection. It feels as though they're terrified of not living up to the version of themselves they want to be for you. You've inspired them to want to grow and improve, but at the same time, there's this aching sense of not being good enough. One of their truths is, we both know I'm not the one for you. That's the core of their inaction, the belief that someone else would be better for you, that they'd only hurt you or disappoint you if they tried. They're in love with you, but they think you'd be happier with someone else. It's almost painful for them to even imagine being with you and then falling short of your expectations, or their own. They're caught between wanting you and believing they're not enough for you. It's why they're not moving forward, why they keep saying, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And yet, they can't stop thinking about you. You're on their mind constantly, even right now. Whenever you find this message, they're sitting with the consequences of their own actions. They're dealing with struggles they feel completely alone in, without support. Even if they're surrounded by people, they're lonely. They're battling feelings of inadequacy and separation, and that's what's keeping them frozen. For you, though, the energy is shifting. You're no longer sacrificing yourself. You're learning your worth, raising your standards, and aligning with something far more fulfilling. That's the energy I see around you now.